thought for my next gameplay video I would have a quick squirt at going back to retro games. A game I've been meaning to do a gameplay video on for well, for a couple of months now really. I haven't got around to doing it. I haven't really played it that much, I've got to be honest. It's Fast Striker on the Dreamcast. It is the latest release for the Dreamcast. It was released, I think it was a couple of months ago, just before Christmas or just after Christmas, I can't remember now. And it's by a company called NG Dev, and they're the people that are responsible for Pink Bullets. Sorry, Last Hope Pink Bullets and Last Hope. I mean, like I said, I haven't really played this that much. It is a shoot 'em up. It's a vertical shoot 'em up as opposed to a horizontal one, which is what Last Hope was. I've got some mixed feelings really. It's not too bad. I don't find it as enjoyable from the minimum amount of gameplay that I've given it as Last Hope was. I feel that's certainly a better game. It's got more in it. I'll just get on with it better. This one's quite a sort of traditional shooter really. And it's not a bad game by any stretch of the imagination, but I just think it could have been better. But you know, it is what it is. We shouldn't be moaning because it's a recent release for Dreamcast. They're still making games for the Dreamcast, albeit on a sort of underground scene. Yes, it is commercial, but it's not by a mainstream developer as such. Right, so here we have the game on the Dreamcast. It's been displayed on my arcade cabinet, so this is running in native RGB mode. So it's not running through a VGA output on the Dreamcast. It's running through RGB SCAR. It's being converted into the arcade monitor, so it's true low resolution, because this actual game does support low resolution as well as the VGA connection. So you get native scan lines on this without any extra scalers or SLGs or anything like that. Right, there's various modes that you've got, and we're just going to start off with the original mode. And you've got 3 fire buttons, so it's fairly easy to get to grips with, and it gives you a bit of a how-to here on the various buttons and what they do. So you've got forward fire, you've got reverse fire, and you've got shield. Now, personally, I think the best thing about this game, which is a bit sad to say this actually, from my perspective anyway, is the music. The music is absolutely rocking. It really is. It's a real good dance track to it. Right, so you basically go through. You fire at the aliens. When you kill the aliens, you get little tokens that you pick up. And I think the tokens actually give you a multiplier of some sort. The game looks okay, but I'm not particularly struck on it, I've got to be honest. It's a bit samey really. I don't think they've put... I'm a bit critical of the graphics style. The backgrounds are very boring. Certainly at this part of the game. I haven't played that much. I don't know what the later levels are like, whether it improves at all. But I don't really get on with it, I've got to be honest. I haven't really played it that much. I played it a few times when I first got it. Didn't really get on with it. I sort of tossed it in my drawer and haven't really got it out since. So, right, so making best use of the shield to try and get past certain ships. You see these sort of, well, they're not motherships, per se, but they do fire right across the screen. And if you use your shield there, it sort of makes that process a bit easier to get through. Well, you've got things on there like your pink bullets and blue bullets and so forth, so it does look a bit sort of cavey as regards to its graphic style there. But I just don't think it's that much copper already down on, you know. I mean, it's more like the typical Japanese PC underground shooters that are developed, where you don't really have much going on apart from a load of bullets on the screen. There's not much variety there, which I think you can clearly see really on that first level. That end of level boss really was a bit of a joke, not very hard to beat. So on to stage 2, and again stage 2, lo and behold, looks the same as stage 1, which isn't that enticing really, but you know, it is what it is. I suppose in some ways we should be rather grateful that they're still producing games for the Dreamcast and also the Neo Geo as well, because this was originally released on the Neo Geo and shortly after it was brought out on the Dreamcast. So I'm not actually sure what you guys think of it at the moment, but I do think it's pretty boring. I certainly can't get into it. Perhaps it's just me, perhaps it's just not my typical type of shooter that I like. I mean, I'm really into the cave stuff, and my real old school sort of retro stuff, and it's sort of in between. It really is. It's, you know, in my opinion, it's nowhere near as good as Last Hope, Pink Bullets, or Last Hope. It's just not in the same ballpark really. You know, would I recommend you get this game? Well, if you've got a Dreamcast into shoot 'em ups and you like this style of shoot 'em up, then yeah, absolutely go and get it. But if you're not into this specific type of shoot 'em up, you might get a bit bored or think it's a bit frustrating and, you know, whatever. But you know, the choice is yours.